was at a loss until you found me. You gave me a home within your love. I was running blind until you showed me that life could be this good. I want all my friends to know about you. No matter what it takes, I'll never stop. Everything I am is for your glory. My life's forever yours. I found one love, can't control it. Hit me like a wildfire, send me emotion. Nothing else compares, losing all my gas. Now that I found one love, wild, wild love. Nothing else compares, losing all my gas. Now that I found one love, wild, wild love.
Now I'm running far within your freedom. I don't even care what they would say. Living in your presence is the reason I'll never be the same. I want all my friends to know about you. No matter what it takes, I'll never stop. Everything I am is for your glory. My life's forever yours.
I found one love, can't control it. Hit me like a wildfire, send me emotion. Nothing else compares, losing all my gas. Now that I found one love, wild, wild love. Nothing else compares, losing all my gas. Now that I found one love, wild, wild love. I found one love, can't control it. Hit me like a wildfire, send me emotion. Nothing else compares, losing all my gas. Now that I found one love, wild, wild love. One love, can't control it. Hit me like a wildfire, send me emotion. Nothing else compares, losing all my gas. Now that I found one love, wild, wild love. When night has fallen, when fear is coming, still you're calling me. When faith is lost and my hope exhausted, you will be my strength. When my mind says I'm not good enough, God, you're enough for me. Yeah, I've decided I'm not giving up. 'Cause you won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on and it won't let go now. I feel it breaking out like an echo, echo in my soul. In every season, you keep repeating promises to me. Whoa. Now there's no stopping what you have started until it is complete. When my mind says I'm not good enough, God, you're enough for me. Yeah, I decided I'm not giving up. 'Cause you won't
I love it. Give me a high five. Give me a high five. You guys worship so good. Oh, give me a hug. High five. High five. Oh, watch it. I don't want you to get hurt. High five, Maddie. Good job. Now, that was some good darn worship. I'll tell you, I'm still learning all these moves, but you guys are awesome with it. So, I want to dismiss preschool. So, if preschool is allowed to leave now, everybody say goodbye, preschool. Goodbye, preschool. And I want to pray real quick, and then, over to Janae. Preschool to Janae. Got the rest of preschool? All right. Excellent. And everyone, come forward. Everyone left in the room, I want you to come forward past the green line. Past the green line. We're going to get nice and scrunched up here. Come on. Everyone off the sides. Dylan off the sides. Ladies, come forward. Everyone, come forward. We're going to get the seats out. Hey, boys, Caden. I'm going to pray real quick, and then we're going to go right into the memory verse. You guys ready? Yeah, ready. All right. Dear Lord, thank you for our time in worship, and I pray the rest of today be well. Amen. All right. So we got our monthly verse. You guys remember this last week? Allison introduced it. You weren't here last week? Well, we got a new one, and we got some little moves to go with it. So, have you guys seen this verse before? Do you remember the one last month, the one in Psalms where he guides me? You remember that one? Well, you're not there for this one? Well, we get to make up some new moves for this one. And so far, first service, they kind of have it figured out. And there's one part of this verse is my favorite part. And it's this part. But, so, we're going to go through and do some hand motions. You guys ready? Read it out loud with me. A person may have many plans in their heart, but the Lord's purpose wins out in the end. Proverbs 19:21. You guys ready for some hand moves? I think it's going to help us remember. 19:21. A person, let's do that. Or this. Yeah, a person, because a person's like either one of us, right? Like that's a person, I'm a person. May have many plans in their heart. That one's a pretty easy one, right? Should we do it like pumping out, like, oh, a big heart. I like that one. A big heart. Do a big heart. Finn, you want to do a big heart? You don't want to do a big heart? I know you have a big heart. But, that's my favorite part. You guys ready for this? But, do that again. You ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, but, that's pretty good. The Lord's purpose, and you do this like, Lord, and then you do an L, and go across like a sash, like, that means, in sign language, that means Lord. You want to see my name in sign language? Hello, my name is C-A-L-E-B. Caleb. That's all I know. Elias? Elias. There, I got it. So it wins out in the end. In the end, we're going to do this. Just like that. Kind of like we're like raising, but in the end. Or you can be like, in the end. Do you guys didn't know in movies, like in Hollywood, in the movies, they have that little clipboard and they go action, and they go, and they close that thing, it has the numbers on it. It's kind of like that. Action. All right. You guys ready to do it quick? A person may have many plans, diabolical, in their heart, but the Lord's purpose wins out. What should we do? Win. I think I missed that one. Win? Oh, or win like this. Yeah, like this. Wins out in the end. Proverbs, big beard, because we're all pros. 19:21. I'm just like throwing my fingers up because I don't know how to do 19. 19:21. All right, everyone can go find a seat now. I think we got that. Ladies on one side, the boys on the other. All right, you guys, it is a what's it?
It's a Dr. Seuss creation.
What's a what's it?
It's probably a
All right. Do you guys remember, who was here last week? Was nobody here last week? High five. You were here last week. Oh, that was kind of a bad high five. There you go. All right, you guys, this month we are about, it's a what's it. That is what we're about. It's a what's it. So, you guys on this side, when I point to you, say, it's a what's it. When I point to you guys, say, what's a what's it. Doesn't matter. Either way. You guys ready? It's whatever you want it to be. It's whatever you want it to be. So let's do it backwards and see if it does anything. Are you guys ready? This side. It's whatever you want it to be. It's a what's it. Isn't that, this is like a mouthful. It's like Sally picking up seashells on the seashore. Trying to figure that one out. What is a what's it? Well, a what's it can be whatever you want it to be. Look at this table. It looks like a table, right? But if you use your imagination with a what's it, it could be anything you want. This table could be a cutting board. I'm Gordon Ramsay, chopped, and I'm chopping up food on here. Or it's like a surfboard. You know what I'm saying? You just use your imagination. Someone said it was an Oculus. It's like Oculus Rift, bro. It's an item. So, a what's it can be anything that's laying around your house. But all you have to do is use a little bit of imagination that God gave you up in here. What's up here?
Your brain.
Nice. Your brain. It's not just meat, it's your brain. And I want you to use your brain to figure out what's in this box. What do you think's in this box? There's actually a correct answer. Yeah, sorta. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's in the box, so you got like half point. Is anyone over here? What do you think's in here? Yeah. You were here last service. Finn. Yes! That was what I was looking for. Yeah, I know. What's it? Do you know what? It could be anything that we want. Bum, bum, bum. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to see what it is? Shh. You guys are going to be like, what the heck? Yeah. There's a chimichanga in here, bro. You got it. Carne asada platters right in here, dude, from the Matsalon. It's a pool noodle. Yes, it's a what's it. This is not just a pool noodle. This can be a sword, a lightsaber in Star Wars. It can be a bow and arrow. This could be water. What is this? Yeah, this is like the crows at 3 a.m. in the morning, just causing a ruckus. What about this? It's an oval. What about, what is this? I'm magical and I don't exist, but people think I exist. Unicorn, yeah. Hey, do you guys think the unicorn was on the ark? I don't know if the unicorn was on the ark. I don't want to break anybody's, Tooth Fairy Santa Claus thing going on here. So what's it is something that you'd have lying around the house, but you use your imagination, and it can be whatever you want. So I'm going to move this box here, and I'm going to need a total of 8 volunteers, but coming up 2 at a time. So inside this bucket, you guys remember, well, you weren't here last week, some of you were. There are items in this bucket that I'm going to have a volunteer come up, and you're going to take this pool noodle, and you are going to make whatever is on the note. And then you guys are going to guess, okay? You guys ready for that? But here's the trick. I want you guys to remember when you guess these things right, these items are going to be in today's story. And today's story is a good story, one that you're going to want to remember. So, Max, I'll have you come first, and I need a lady. You want to go? All right. Look at this magical bucket. This is not just any bucket. It's a what's it bucket. Well, I don't want to put it on because I'll lose all my little notes in here. All right, go ahead and pull out of there. Don't show anybody, just read it yourself. Don't read it out loud, in your mind, in your brain. And once you got it? So, whatever it says, you have to use the pool noodle and use your imagination to make it so that they can guess what it is, okay? What is yours? Let me see.
It is easy.
Oh, you want to go first?
No.
Yes, go first.
Oh, do you want to go first? What do you have? You don't want to go first? Oh, you could do this. Yeah, you can. You guys ready?
Can I guess?
All right, go.
Can I guess?
Do your best. Go. No. You. He's laughing her butt off right now. A rainbow. Wait, someone over here. Yeah, what do you think it is? A mountain. That was a mountain. This was. You like that? Thank you. All right, you could go.
What was yours? What is
You could go.
is that his?
I think this one's his. All right, Max, go. What is yours? Boom. Oh, he's making this. Oh, a heart. You got it. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was pretty good. I like that mountain.
Yes, you pick somebody.
When the two people that go back, choose somebody that's not in your row, okay? All right, so go ahead. You chose? Okay, Max, choose somebody that wasn't in the row you were sitting. Hurry. We're short on time. Finn, come on up. Boop, 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 boop. You got it? You're ready. You're ready to rock first. Hold on. Don't do it yet. Are you ready? Yeah, baby. I gotta see what this one is. Oh. All right. You guys remembered. What were the two? Shh, listen up. What were the two we had before? Mountain and heart. Remember that, because that's going to be in our story. All right, you ready? Go. Nice, good job. Rainbow. Remember that one. All right, Finn. You can make some noises, too, if you want.
He's an elephant.
Run around the room. Not just any bird. Can't hear anything. Close, you're close. Dove. You got it. It was a dove. Good job. It was a dove. Okay. Hey, you pick one not in your row. You did? You come on up here when you're picked. Come on, come on. I only got two more after this one. Are you ready? Don't do it yet. Hold on. You got it? Oh, you got two? She got a twofer. All right. Don't hit. You ready? You guys ready? Go for it. Yeah, you got it. Boat. That was pretty quick, wasn't it? That was like, all you have to do is this. Literally, this is a pool noodle doing this, and you're like, oh, yeah, it's a boat. Like, oh, sorry, I hit you twice. Oh, sorry, I hit you 3 times. All right, thank you. Are you ready? She has 2. You guys have to guess 2 on this one. You can do it. All right. Alex was here last service. Somebody said giraffe. Giraffe was one of them. All right, what's the other one? Alex, do not say anything. You were here last service. You already spelled it once. Go. Well, I think.
Wrap it around your neck. Because it's like their fur.
Okay. A lion. That was good. Good job. We had this was a giraffe. What the heck? And we had a lion. This was like the lion's fur. All right, Quincy. 2 left. All right, and where is our next one? Go ahead and pick quickly. Pick one. I need a lady, otherwise I'm going to pick. This was the last one. All right, since Quincy was up here first, you guys listen. Shh. The last 2 with our pool noodle. It's a what's it? Quincy, you go first. Well, wait. Yeah, but it's called something else. What was he doing? Waves. Waves. You got it. Waves. Hey, no doing that. All right. Are you ready? Hey, it's a what's it. Use your imagination. These ladies and gentlemen are really smart, so. And Antonio really wants to say it. You said a potato? Yeah, dude. Nope, not a heart. Okay, listen. It's something we all live on. The earth. You got it. Good, thank you. Oh, thank you for dropping it. It was the earth. All right, what? Tell me. Wait. Shh. No more shouting. No more shouting, please. Shh. Raise your hand and tell me which ones we just did. See if you remember them all. Raise your hand and I'll pick on you. Yeah. Earth was one of them.
A giraffe and lion.
Yep, that was one of them. Rainbow? Yep. Heart. Mountain. No, it's waves. Yeah. And we had a heart, we had rainbow, we had a mountain. With all of these things, you guys, listen, what type of Bible story do you think I'm going to talk about? Yeah, you're right. Shh. Noah and the ark. You guys are good. So, this is going to be a story about Noah and his ark. So, shh, you got it? Let's go. So in the very beginning, in Genesis, what happens? God creates the earth, right? Yes, and everything in it. And guess what two people he made? Hey, man, my name's Adam. And who did he create? Hi, my name's Eve. Oh, what's going on, babe? All right. So he took that portion of his rib out, mixed it with the dirt, So, we just used a what's it to make Adam and Eve. What else can we make, right? We use our imagination, anything can happen. So what did Adam and Eve do that they weren't supposed to? They ate fruit from the tree that was forbidden. The tree of knowledge of good and evil. They were deceived by the serpent and they sinned. And that sin still affects us today. But thankfully to Jesus and what he did on the cross, that sin is forgiven. We just have to choose to accept that and walk in a new life. So, prior to Jesus coming to the earth physically, creation was ruined and God needed to fix it. But mankind on earth was so wicked in those days. They were doing all sorts of bad things. And God was like, I don't know if this can be fixed. So, he decided to flood the earth and destroy everything wicked within it. Because when God initially made the heavens and the earth and the universe and all the animals and the fish and man, if you look in the beginning of Genesis, after every time he created something, he says, and it is good.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
I remember.
because it was good. It was perfect. He created a perfect thing. But mankind found a way to screw it up, and we are here in this story. So over time, the sin problem got worse and worse and worse, and the whole earth, like we did before, this is like my poor representation of earth. This is a potato, and we all live on it. I love it. So, the earth was filled with people, and they did wicked things. You know what? God has a heart too. And he was really grieved. He was sad. He's like, no, I love these people, but they're doing things that I don't like, and it's hurting my heart. So, there was only one person who followed God during that time. Do you guys know what his name was? Noah and his family. So, Noah and his family. God says, I want you to build an ark. Did you know, I actually believe, if you look it up, you can ask your parents to look it up, that they found Noah's Ark a few years back. The real thing. And it's in modern day Turkey, and it's like overgrown, huge thing. They did satellite pictures of it, the same dimensions of what was described in the Bible. It's really cool. And it was still over there. So, he decides to build this ark with all these dimensions and use this wood. It was like cypress wood or gopher wood, and do this and that and that, and then when the flood comes, you'll be safe. So he goes, all right. So he builds a boat. And the flood happened. The huge storm comes. He's like, get everyone on the boat. So they get on the boat. It's ready to rock and roll. All the wicked people are like, running around. They have swords. They're all fighting each other, doing wicked things. And then the flood comes, and the rain, just total downpour. Like, you know how it rains around here? But I'm talking, it rained so much, like, you couldn't even see the top of Mount Rainier. I'll tell you that. It was, like, when they were in the boat, and the waves and the storm, and before they got into that whole situation, God asked to get a pair of two of what to bring on the ark? Animals. Remember, we just talked about the lion and the giraffe. So those are some of the animals of many others that he brought on. So they get on the boat, and the waves are crashing. Look at this cool wave motion. And all this craziness, and the boat's rocking, and the seawater is rising. This is seawater. And I'm like trying to stick my head up to breathe. Oh, and it's rising and rising so high that you can't see the ground anymore. Wow. That is a lot of water, let me tell you. No, it's probably salt water, so if you drink that, you get really sick and then you die. So, after 40 days, the rain finally stopped. No more rain. And he's like, oh, finally, maybe I could get off of this boat. I've been on here for quite a lot of time. But the earth was still flooded. The water level was still way up here, and they're on the boat. And everyone else, they can't. There's no land. You know how when you swim a lot, you get tired? You couldn't be able to do that. That's why they're on a boat, so it can keep them afloat. So slowly, over time, the waters covering the earth began to drop, getting lower and lower and lower. And the ark rested. This is my mountain right here. You see this water bottle? It's a what's it? This is the mountain. This is the mountain in Turkey. I think Mount Ararat or something. Boom! The ark lands on top of the mountain. And the water keeps going down. So when he's stuck on that mountain, so think of this as a mountain, and the boat's on top, and it's like teeter-tottering like this. They're like, oh! But they can't go anywhere. And the ground's starting to come up, and they can see the ground, the water's dissipating and evaporating, and they rested on the mountain. So Noah wanted to find out if the surface of the earth was habitable. So he takes, what was the other animal that we said earlier? A dove. What's he do with the dove? He takes the dove and he goes, go out there and find me some food. Yeah, he just chucks the dove. He takes it in a ball and he goes, no. He takes the dove and he sends it out. Do you know why he sent it out? Well, to see if it would return with an olive branch. And the first time he sent it out, because that was a sign that there would be land. And if he got an olive branch, that means there's a plant growing somewhere not underwater and destroyed, right? So he sends it out. And guess what happens? No, not at first. The dove comes back with nothing. And he goes, oh, I thought it would bring back signs of life. Maybe there's nowhere to go. He waits 7 days, and the water goes a little bit lower. The water goes down a little bit lower, and he goes, I'm going to send the dove out again. Sends it out. Guess what the dove came back with this time? An olive branch, which is a sign that there was a land that he could get off and hang out with his family, and then that line of the family would eventually get down to Jesus, which is really cool. But the dove returned with an olive branch in his beak, so Noah knew there was dry ground. Finally, God told Noah to bring his family and all of the animals out of the ark. God then made a covenant with Noah. Do you guys know what a covenant is?
Basically like a promise between two people.
That's good.
He's promised to get married.
Yeah, a covenant is in marriage, for sure. Someone give me an example of a covenant, another one. What do you think a covenant is? Somebody said it's a promise, right? So it's a what? It's a what's it, bro? A covenant is a promise. It's like, Max, I promise, I'm making a covenant with you that I'll hang out with you every day of the week for 24 hours. And if I break that promise, that means you can't trust me. But that's a big promise to uphold, being with you 24 hours. I think your dad would get annoyed at me. He's like, who's this guy? No. All right. So I want you to take a look at what God promised to Noah. So this is in Genesis 9:11. This is what God said. Hear me out here, guys. Here is my covenant I am making with you. This is what he's telling Noah after he got off of the ark. The waters of the flood will never again destroy life. A flood will never again destroy earth. So we have a promise that God will never destroy the earth or his people again. And what was a sign of that promise? What did he do? Rainbow. Boo! Rainbow in the sky. If you have the sun shining, hey, none of that. If you have the sun shining and a little bit of precipitation and rain, you get the beautiful colors in the rainbow. You guys see that? You ever try to like follow a rainbow to see if there's like a leprechaun with gold at the end of it? Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, yeah. And how many times have you found him? 0. Because that is not true. So I want to ask you guys how long a covenant lasts. How long do you think a covenant lasts? To the end of ever. I'm going to need a couple helpers here. I need 5 helpers. Yes, come on up.
You made a promise to hang out with me.
Uh-huh.
You made a promise.
I made a promise to Max. I got 4. Yeah, Jackson. All right. So this is where we'll do our 20-second timer. But you guys, here, can you put the pool noodle down for me? Come down here in front of the table. So I have some items here. What? That's just how I picked it. You guys ready? So you guys are going to need to help order when they take these pieces of paper. They're going to flip it around to you guys after they read them. I'm going to hand them out randomly. Oh, don't say it out loud. Don't show the audience. This is good. Don't show the audience just yet. So we're going to have 20 seconds to put these items in order from what lasts the longest, right? So like a covenant should last a very long time. So you're going to have to help him. You guys ready? Listen, this is how it's going to work. Once the 20-second timer starts, they're going to flip these around. And you guys are going to have to help order them from the least, over here, what doesn't last long, to what does last long, over here, okay? You guys ready? So let me give you an example. A fly. Do you know how long a fly lives for? Yeah, I heard it was like 24 hours, like 48 hours, 3 days. So they don't last very long. And how long does a cat live for, considering it has 9 lives? Pretty long, right? So between a fly and a cat, which one lives longer? A cat. So the cat would go over here, and the fly would go over here. Are you guys ready? All right, go ahead and flip those sign over and start the 20-second timer. So help them move them. So we have the 4th grade. Over there, over here. A human life, go over here. Ice cream in the desert. Over here. Plate of cookies. Second. Really bad haircut. Over here. A human life. Oh, we're out of time. This is what we got. No, we're done. You guys, you think a really bad haircut lasts longer than a human life? Dang, you guys, you need to get your priorities right here. All right, let's move them. Human life, come over here, and you move there. Does that look better? All right. No, someone said no. Ice cube in the desert. I think we got that. It's not going to last very long, right? Ice cube in the desert will not last long, especially in in California, it's like Devil's Canyon or something. It's like 120 degrees there all the time or something. The Valley of Death? Death Valley, that's what it is. All right. Ice cube in the desert. We have a plate of cookies on the counter. Your parents ever make cookies and leave it on the counter, and you go over there and you sneak a cookie? You sneak a cookie. Yeah, and then you get a sugar rush and run around the house and destroy stuff. Yeah. All right. The 4th grade. You guys think that's a good spot right there? It only lasts 1 year. It's like less than a year. Who's in 4th grade here? It's pretty good. Okay. A really bad haircut. That doesn't last long. Hopefully you have good friends that'll be like, you should get that checked out. They'll be honest with you. And lastly, a human life. Yeah, on average, it's like 80s, 90s.
That's not true. You know why?
Why?
Because you could die when you're a baby.
Whoa, by chance. God actually limited man's life. How long did God say in the Bible he would let man live for? It was like a plate of cookies. God said man would only live 125 years. Shh. You know what? You know what lasts longer than all of these things? What do you think lasts longer than all these things? God's promises, a covenant. You know what? I think God's promises last longer than an ice cube, cookies, 4th grade, bad haircut, human life. I'm going to keep going over here. Someone take it outside and keep going that way. This lasts forever. Thank you. You can hand me these. God's promises. I want you to remember that. Thank you, guys. You go ahead and sit down. Let me see that. Thank you. Thank you. I want you to remember that God's promises last forever. Shh. Okay. So in the Bible, I want you guys to listen up. Shh. Listen. In the Bible, God made a covenant, a promise with Noah. And you guys know what that covenant was? Not to destroy the earth. He said he'd put a rainbow up as a sign that he wouldn't do it again. So regardless of what people did in the future, God promised Noah that he would never flood the earth again. And that's a big promise. Have you guys ever had a promise broken? Did someone make you a promise and they didn't fulfill their end of the bargain? Quincy? So you sit down. Can you sit down? Thank you. Raise your hand if a promise was broken in your life. You had a friend tell you something, make a promise, and then they broke that promise, and then your trust was broken with them, right? You didn't feel like you could trust them? So there's a verse, Isaiah 48. I want to read this verse here. Shh, listen up. Shh. You guys, look at this verse for me for a second, and then I'm going to share a story. I'm going to share a story after this. The grass dries up, the flowers fall to the ground, but what our God says will stand forever. I want you to know that the promise God made back in Noah's time is still true today for us. When God makes a promise, he keeps it, and he never breaks it. So I want to tell you a story of when someone broke a promise to me. So I had a friend growing up. Guess what my friend's name was? Yeah, my friend's name was Potato. He didn't have a lot of friends. No. Caleb, yes. Thank you. You got it? Good job. My friend's name was Caleb, just like my name. Go figure. I have 9 friends in my life that are named Caleb, and I'm friends with all of them. But this friend of mine is a year older than me. Do you guys know what graduation is? Yes. Graduation's graduate out of school, like high school or elementary school before that, and then college, and then you keep graduating and graduating and graduating. It seems like it never ends.
And when you graduate
But, yeah, graduate life and go to heaven. So my friend and I made a promise to each other that we would go to each other's graduation party. I said, oh my gosh, I want my friend to be there, and he wanted me to be at his, because we're going to celebrate something he did. That's what friends do, right? You celebrate with each other. And guess what happened? He broke the promise. He did. I went to his graduation, and then a year later when my graduation happened, he didn't come. I texted him, I called him, I said, hey man, where you at? And he didn't take the time to keep his promise. He said he had other plans, he did this and that, and it hurt me. I remember standing outside in my front yard, and I was sitting there waiting, looking. I kept walking in circles around my house. The party was at the back of the house. I walked to the front and waited, hoping he would arrive. It really stuck with me. Since then, we have, rekindled our relationship, and we got over that, and we forgave each other, and this and that. But when a promise is broken to you, it hurts. But I want you guys to know, when God makes a promise with you, it will never be broken. You don't have to worry about that. So why do you think it's important to know God always keeps his promises? Why do you think it's important that God should keep his promise?
Because if he doesn't keep his promise, nobody can trust him, and then other people will start following other idols.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Antonio is a smart guy. He said, if a promise is broken, then one of the parties won't trust the other. Do you think I trusted my friend when he didn't come to my graduation? No. He didn't keep his end. Yeah, we are. We're actually going to hang out soon, which is a good thing. So we know that God always keeps his promise, and it helps to trust his word. So again, I already asked you before, but raise your hand now that you have a better understanding if someone broke a promise to you. That's like more than half of the room. That happens. That's crazy. Me too. I got both hands and one leg up. You got all four. So when someone breaks their promise to you, it's really hard to trust what they say. But you guys listen, we're almost done here. God always keeps his promise, and they last forever, just like that card I had. And I went way over here, and I went way out. God's promise lasts forever. Do you know what that word means? I don't even know what forever means. Like eternity, infinite, the universe, space-time continuum, flux capacitor. Yeah. So when God's promises, one of God's promises and the many other, he says he loves us. We can trust that he'll love us forever. He says he forgives us. We can trust that he will forgive forever and that it will last forever. But best of all, when God promises life in heaven for those who love and follow Jesus, we can trust that his promise lasts forever. This pool noodle, I want you to remember every time you see a pool noodle, make a heart out of it. Make an earth out of it. Make a giraffe. Make a lion. Make a potato and go up to your friend and be like, dude, that's a potato. But I want you to remember, when you see a pool noodle, just think of a promise and know that God loves you and he'll never break that promise. All right, I'm going to pray and then we're going to go into small groups. You ready? Shh. Dear Lord, thank you so much for the love you bestowed on us and the promises and the covenants that you've set in stone. Shh, Quincy. And I thank you for all these wonderful souls in here and that how you're working in their lives and you're going to teach them how promises are made and kept throughout life. But I thank you, Lord, and in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, we're going to do a little small group action now.